Wade's RV is a different dealership. With top brands, experts to help, and a full service center, come see us today. We're located at 161st and Highway 75 or at wadesrv.com.
Afternoon, welcome to Camping with Wade's RV. It's 102.3 KRMG, Tulsa's News and Talk. I'm Skyler Cooper.
And I'm Willy D.
Live in the studio this afternoon with you, Camping with Wade's RV. You can call Wade's RV, 918-291-1011, or go to wadesrv.com on social media at Wade's RV. You guys are all over YouTube, too, and that's really a big place for you because you have how-tos, you have demonstrations. It's a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, so this week I came out with a brand new video, and so I actually installed a new C9 caliber grill, which we'll talk about a little bit later, but I put that up there. We also put all of our commercials, how-tos, and then, of course, the radio show, which we do every week here in the studio. So if you want to see what's happening, I'm always drinking vitamin water, it seems like. So if you want to see what type of vitamin water I drink, you can go on the YouTube and check that out.
A couple of things you're going to be hearing about today. We're going to give you some tips on cleaning your RV. Maybe this weekend would be a good time because it's so nice outside. Some new brands that they have down there at Wade's RV, some new stuff on the lot. And then we'll give you some more tips on loading and towing your RV and kind of how that can vary from style to style. So if you have questions along the way, any RV questions, need any tips, advice on how to get something fixed, text us at 95920. Willy D's got your answer for you. So let's jump right on in. And when you talk about cleaning, Willy D, it can kind of vary based on the material.
Absolutely. So there's different types of material whenever you're looking at the exterior of your units. Now, if you're seeing those big Rockstar buses, how they're all shiny and they got the chrome on all down the side, there's a reason for it. It's because it's a painted bus. And so with that, it's exactly like your car. The big difference is most of the time they use a paint called Sickens paint. So it's a very high-end paint. It's multi-layer. So that way, if you are out camping and you get a tree brush or a branch that comes across, gives you a little bit of a scratch, you can easily buff it out and it won't be any big deal at all. So if you have paint, you're going to want to take care of it a little bit different than if you have the fiberglass or if you have a gel coat exterior. So there's a couple different things that are involved whenever you're cleaning your RV.
So when you're buying one, is this something you need to think about, or is it just a style preference?
Oh yeah, it's definitely something you need to think about because whenever you're looking, it's more common on motorhomes. You do see it in your higher end fifth wheels. Usually whenever it crests over about $100,000, you'll start to see the full body paint options with it. But if you're looking at a motorhome, there's going to be a good $10,000 difference typically in a painted versus a non-painted unit. And so with that paint, if you do have that, it's a great option because it's not going to get a lot of that. A lot of times you see fifth wheels that have sun fading on the caps or the side of the RVs that kind of look chalky. You're not going to have that whenever you have a painted RV. Now, if you don't ever wash it or you don't ever wax it, then yeah, there probably will be some oxidation over time and you probably will see some damage in that clear coat. But overall, it's going to be a lot more resilient to the weather and the conditions of the sun versus just having a laminated trailer. So it's really, really nice. Now, if you do have the laminated trailer, you're just going to have a little bit more, or RV, you're just going to have a little bit more upkeep with that. So you're going to be wanting to put gel coat recovery and then also wax it down a little bit more often. If you do have the paint, I'd probably recommend that you wash it and wax it. Well, wash it as much as you want, of course, but wax it about once a year. That way you make sure you get all the dirt and the grime, and it's a little bit of a job. So it's not something that you're just going to be able to knock out on the weekend necessarily. It might take you a couple days.
Is it one of those things that I don't know if you want to just drive on up to a car wash and use what they have. Do you need special stuff?
Well, you can. So a lot of times if you go to those self-service car washes, they will have those taller bays that you can use to pull in your RV, your trailer, whatever it might be. But one thing that's really cool is I use this all the time whenever I'm out traveling is Blue Beacon truck washes. Have you ever heard of those?
No.
Okay, so it's kind of a hidden secret. If you've never heard of them or been to one, you probably wouldn't have ever thought about it because it's a big truck wash. So there's semi-trucks that go through there. I have cattle horns on my car, and so I can't go through the normal car wash. So that's kind of how I originally found this, but it's a great asset because they're washing those bigger vehicles. They have different spray nozzles from the actual top, so you don't have to get up there on the roof and scrub it. That's a little bit dangerous if you're up there on a slippery roof. So it's actually a lot safer, and the cost value in it is crazy. It obviously depends on where you're at in the country and what different wash you're going to, but an average RV is only going to run you about $40, and it takes, 10, 15 minutes. I don't know anyone that can wash an RV in about 10 to 15 minutes. So just the time saving alone by going to these, they have them in just about every town off the major turnpikes and interstates and everything like that. So it's a hidden gem. I would highly recommend going out there, and they do a great job. So save you a lot of time and a lot of energy and, effort.
So I'm thinking about the big buses, but what if you're just pulling something? Can you drive the whole thing through there?
Yeah. So a lot of times truckers, they'll just get their trailer washed down and stuff before they go and drop it back off if they're renting it or something. And so you can definitely just pull right on in there. And the great thing is they can do it both. So if you are using your tow vehicle behind your RV, you're probably getting all that dirt and mud and dust and everything like that getting splattered up behind you. So if I got a clean RV, I don't want, the car behind me just being filthy. So they'll do both. And then same thing if you do have your trailer, you can easily just pull your truck right up, and then they'll get your truck and trailer all knocked out. And then before you go home or before you go out for the weekend, you can be bright and shiny and, be the talk of the town.
I was talking to my cousin last night, and her and I have, I thought we were kind of similar like this, but it turns out kind of different because we're both a little bit OCD. Mm-hmm. And she was talking about how she would much rather pay someone do something that she doesn't want to take the time to do and just have that time to herself.
Yes, yeah, it's a huge value. And with this, you're talking hours, if not days, to go wash it, go all the way and wax it, do all these different services. And there's a lot of guys, you can always bring your RV to us and we can do all those cut and buffs. If you do have the fiberglass units that do get that kind of foggy look on the exterior, we can take care of it for you and we can bring it back to life. It's not going to be 100% just like it's from the factory, but it's about 98%. So it's a really incredible process.
I'm one of those people who gets a weird kick out of cleaning.
Yes.
I just like to be doing something. Mm-hmm. But if the job is too big and it looks overwhelming, I'm going to change my mind on that. So this might be one of those cases.
This would definitely be one of those cases. So you can always bring it to Blue Beacon if you're out on the road and you just need a quick clean, or you want to get that first layer off. They do a great job. Or like I said, bring it up to Wade's RV. We do the washes, we do the buffs, and we can also do those interior details as well. So let's say you spilt some coffee this weekend when you were camping and you need the carpets cleaned. We can handle it. We can take care of it. We ain't scared. Bring those dirty RVs to us.
Text your questions to us, 95920, Camping with Wade's RV. You guys have some new stuff down there, don't you, at 161st and Highway 75?
We do. So we actually picked up 2 new brands this week. We've been talking about having those Sabre fifth wheels come online, and I have great news, folks. They have arrived at Wade's RV. So right now, I didn't check if any came in last night, but as of now, I only have one out there of those Sabres. But we also picked up another brand this week, and it's made right here in Oklahoma. So I'm all about made in Oklahoma, Okie stuff, and it's actually made here in Oklahoma, and it's called Idle Time. So it's a really cool camper. We just had one of the fifth wheels dropped off, and what's cool about those guys is they actually will custom make an RV for you if you want. A lot of times you just get a different color, or you might get different floor plans. If you want a closet right here, they'll make it happen, and they have a really, really quick turnaround time. So I'm really excited about this product. But the first one that we dropped off, they made us a really good deal because, it's our first unit on the lot. We wanted to do kind of a promotion. So right now, with that first Idle Time, it's a fifth wheel, and it actually weighs let me look here. It weighs less than 5,000 pounds, I believe. Yeah, it's 5,300, so just a little bit over that. It's only 24 and a half foot long, and it's less than $200 a month. So to have a fifth wheel that you can put behind your F-150 and totally manage it, that's the biggest thing, is having something that you can stop. And so with this, you definitely can do it. It's a really nice camper. It's super lightweight. It has a queen bed, and a big thing is whenever you're out there camping, you want to have a spacious shower. You want to have a big sink. That's something I always look at because I hate busting my knuckles on the back sides of those sinks, or not being able to brush my teeth easily. So I'm always looking for that stuff, and you want a shower that you can stand up in. So it has all of that stuff. Like I said, it's made in Oklahoma. If you want it custom made, they can do that. It's really cool. They have laminate and aluminum options, and they've been around since 1958. So they're tried and true.
Wow, okay. That's really cool. I know there's, probably 90% of the RVs are made up in Elkhart, Indiana, so to have one here is really cool.
Yeah, like 99% of them. So it's really cool, and then we should see some extra savings because guess what? We don't have to transport them as far. So it's just going to pass all the way down along the line for us.
So you have that fifth wheel. Does it make a big difference when you're towing, when you're pulling a fifth wheel versus a bumper pull?
It does. With something that's about 24 and a half foot long, it's not going to make a huge difference. But I prefer fifth wheel myself just because of the hitching up and unhitching, and then just kind of the profile. You get a little bit more storage underneath that underbelly just because it is going up and going over your bed. So for me, I like it because your pivot points are a little bit different. If you get into those big, longer units, I was looking at some Airstreams last night, and they are making some that are over 40 foot long, bumper pulls, and I just thought, man, that's got to be crazy to pull behind your truck. Just to be able to manage that much length would be insane. So on the bumper pull side, whenever you're looking at those longer lengths, it definitely makes a huge difference. But just overall, they do hitch up in different styles. You either have that bumper pull, which goes, you can hook it up just like on a Tahoe or something, or you can have that fifth wheel hitch, which you can go in the back of your truck. And I always kind of illustrate it. It's kind of like a semi if you're talking about really basic terms.
Yeah. What are some of the tools that people employ when they're towing something like that?
So whenever you're towing stuff like that, I always bring a nice toolbox with me that has, hammers, screwdrivers, pliers, wrenches, just, your basic stuff. But a lot of the times whenever you do have those bumper pulls, you have a cheater bar. So then if you are using those sway hitches and stuff, it makes it a little bit easier whenever you're bringing that weight off the hitch itself and putting it onto that tongue. If you're having a fifth wheel hitch, there's really not any tools that you necessarily need, because it just slides right on into the kingpin slides right into the head unit, and then you literally just push a bar and then it's all hooked up. I always bring a pin with me just because I'm a little bit extra safe. I'm a little bit paranoid on the side of towing, so I pin everything and check twice, but that's how you make sure you're safe and you don't have any mistakes.
As far as material or things that you use in your vehicle, are there things that you'd have to equip it with?
Yeah, so if you're towing a trailer, and it doesn't matter if it's a super small RV or all the way up to the super long, like I said, 40-foot units, you're going to need a brake controller. So before you leave Wade's RV, we make sure we put one of those in, and what that's going to do is there's electronic brakes on that camper. And so whenever you push your foot on the pedal itself, it's going to relay a signal back to those brakes to go ahead and compress those calipers. And so whenever it does that, let's say you need a little bit more if you're going in the mountains or something, because you have, let's say you're pulling a fifth wheel with a lighter truck, you don't have that sports chassis, so you need a little bit extra stopping power behind you. You can turn up those brake controllers, and that way you can control your load. Or let's say you hit your brake and it's just kind of locking up those calipers, you can adjust it down so then it's not going to do anything.
Need to take a quick break. You're listening to Camping with Wade's RV on 102.3 KRMG. Coming up, we're going to find out why Willy D's going to the circus, and he's got a cool place to tell us about. If you have a camping spot you'd like us to shout out, text us at 95920. This is Camping with Wade's RV. Welcome back. It is Camping with Wade's RV, 102.3 KRMG, Tulsa's News and Talk. Skylar Cooper with Willy D in the studio. Right before the break, Willy, we were talking about some of the things that you need to do for towing and some of the tools that you'll need. We're talking about brake controllers, but we've talked about this previously on the show, and it really depends on what you're trying to pull. You need to have the right vehicle.
Absolutely. So you want to make sure you have the right vehicle. A lot of the times it's, unfortunate, but sometimes people come into the store and they have like a Toyota Corolla and they're thinking they can pull 5,000-6,000 pounds, and that's just not the case. So you definitely, before you get into RVing, you can just do a quick Google search and type in your vehicle make and model, and it will give you some roundabout ranges for the most part. Now, the variable in there is obviously the engine. Is it two-wheel drive or four-wheel drive? Whenever I first started getting into the RV world, I kind of thought, four-wheel drive, it's bigger, heavier. Well, actually, you can tow less because you have that extra weight from those extra components and stuff in there. So there's different variables with that, and then also your gear ratio and your rear axle. So you want to make sure that if you're trying to get a certain type of camper, that your tow vehicle matches up with that. And so there's different resources. You can always use Google. There is a tow guide, if you look it up on there, that's really simple with just about every manufacturer if you go to their website, or you can just give us a call at Wade's RV and we will go over that with you. But it's very important that you don't overweigh your truck, because if you're overweighing your truck, just like we were talking about stopping power, if you only have 2,000 pounds to stop 4,000 to 6,000 pounds, it's not going to be a great combination. So you want to make sure that you have enough stopping power. Your vehicle may be able to tow 10,000 pounds, but can it stop it? So that's always an important thing to look at. And if you're kind of wondering, whenever you get your camper, hey, I put all my, toys and my clothes and all that, how much does it weigh? Because I don't know what one shirt weighs. And then you start filling it up, and then you got your kitchen utensils and different things. So what you can do is they have different programs. If you look up online with different camping clubs and stuff, sometimes they'll have like weigh parties, and they'll bring out a big scale, and then you can drive up your camper and it'll tell you where all the weight is actually in your camper. But most people, they just go to those cat scales. If you notice, whenever you're on the road and it says, truck scales ahead, and a lot of times like Flying J's and stuff will even have them, but you can weigh your trailer once you get it loaded. That way, you're not overloading it, and you can make sure you're safe and sound.
It can make a big difference with control. It's the safety thing.
Yes, it's definitely a safety thing. So, everyone likes to soup up their truck to pull as much as they can. Well, that, like I said, sometimes that's not the safest thing. While it does have that power, you got to remember about stopping it. And so you don't want to be overworking it because you can have an accident. Your brakes might fail, different things. So we want to make sure you're safe. So definitely, if you have any questions at all, you can always come to us. But one thing we also do, if you're just, kind of getting into it, or you are a pro and you've just been wanting to kind of change up your camper and you're wondering how your truck will handle with your new one, we can actually take you out before you deliver your unit and do a test pull just to make sure everything's safe and sound, to make sure it pulls, right, and then make sure you're comfortable with it. And if you need any tips or anything, we can jump in the truck with you and give you a couple different guides. One of my favorite things is whenever I do test drives, I go over to the Walmart over there in Glenpool, and it's kind of like I'm a conductor, at the airport and stuff. And so I'm going through the parking lot and I'm waving my hands and conducting them and showing them where to go and do those turns, and then they kind of follow me. Everyone at Walmart probably thinks I'm crazy because I'm just running around their parking lot directing people with these RVs, but we make it really easy and we make it comfortable so then you can learn about how to get into this really awesome lifestyle that we all love.
I loved the tip that you gave. I think it was last week, maybe 2 weeks ago, about don't sit there and stare at someone trying to back up and get into a tight spot, because that just makes the pressure higher.
It makes it super, super uncomfortable because, for one, you've already been, you've had a long day, you've been driving, but that's where most of those, arguments and stuff, or if you have your friends out there and they're making fun of you because you're not backing in right, it just really makes things uncomfortable, awkward, and they always say, don't talk to me until I've backed in the trailer sort of deal. It's kind of that pro tip, but that's why I kind of think it's fun to go and do those things at Walmart and then teaching people, because it kind of puts in perspective. Everyone has to learn at some point in time, and so if I'm out there being a goofball, no one's paying attention to them driving, so it kind of takes the pressure off of them.
What's this Mountain Air that you guys have?
So we have this 2014 Mountain Air that we've had out there for a while, and it's a consignment unit. So with the consignment unit, sometimes we don't have control over the price. I mean, we don't have control over the price because the consignor is the one that brought it to us and said, hey, this is what you can sell it for. So that can work in two ways. Sometimes we have units that customers come in and they just think it's a little bit, it might be just a little bit too much, and we'll always call the consignor and make them an offer because we're working for that consignor just like we're working for you as a consumer. But on the flip side of that, you can get some crazy good deals because a lot of times consignors, they just need to get rid of their unit super quick. Maybe they had, some sort of family situation. I'm not sure what the deal is with this one, but this Mountain Air used to be $275,000 not too long ago, actually earlier this week. And that's what it had been priced at for quite some time. And it actually had a price drop right when we first had this brought in. It was actually closer to $300,000, which may sound crazy, but it's actually marked down to $240,000. So if you think about those savings, it's it's a little bit of a price tag, but you're saving so much money. You got to take advantage of it today.
Need to take a quick break here. Check the news and the forecast. Nice day out there. And we'll be right back with more of Camping with Wade's RV, including some spring cleaning tips. You might be able to trade something in you wouldn't think you'd be able to trade in. We'll tell you about that coming up. It's KRMG. Welcome back. It's Camping with Wade's RV on 102.3 KRMG, Tulsa's News and Talk. I'm Skyler Cooper.
And I'm Willy D.
We are in the studio on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. It's a great day out there. Actually, yesterday was really nice. Today's even better. I think tomorrow's going to be right up there with it. So it's a great time. We've been talking a little today about cleaning your RV. So if you are motivated to get outside and get that started, it's a good weekend for it. Talked about some of the new brands they have there and some towing tips. So if you missed any of the first half of our show, check out the podcast. It's up later today, krmg.com or the KRMG app. And of course, the video of this very show will be up on the Wade's RV YouTube later.
That's exactly correct. And so if you're listening to the show, you can listen to it anywhere you want. My brother's actually listening from Alaska right now, and he's listening online, and that's how he can listen to it. So it's kind of cool. But yeah, it's a great time to get into, for one, cleaning your RV, but doing a little spring cleaning. And I'm going to talk a little bit about a weird topic, but clean your garage. Can you think why?
Well, you might need room to store something.
You might need room to store something, but I have even a better idea. So if you have, let's just say, some old toys. Let's say you have a boat. You used to be really into boating. You just don't go out to the lake very much. You got a canoe. You got something like that. Bring it in. Let's trade for it. If you have a jet ski, bring it in, trade for it. Even a motorcycle. I mean, we will take just about anything on trade. So if you have that sort of stuff, get into your garage, do some spring cleaning, and bring it in, and let's see what we can trade for. If you're not using that toy, let's get you into a toy that you actually can use. You can take it out every weekend and have a totally new experience that you've never had before, and guess what? You're going to love it.
We've done a lot of we've talked about that before, how you guys can take a lot of different things. How does that work? I mean, how can I come in wanting an RV and bring you a mower?
Well, if you have a mower, guess what? It has you're not just going to give it to me for free, are you?
I don't think so.
Okay, yeah.
That's
If you are, then come on, bring it. I'd love to. I'll go into a lawn mowing business or something. But everything has a value out there. So if you have a lawnmower and you're not using it, I can't tell you it's going to be worth thousands and thousands of dollars. But there's a value to everything. So we can put a value on that. Different things, like if you have, let's say, an old truck that you're bringing us. I'm not necessarily a truck dealer. We do sell a lot of those bigger trucks that people might use as tow vehicles, because if you're coming in, a lot of times people don't have that tow vehicle yet. So we can get them hooked up with that. But let's just say you have something that isn't really a Wade's RV specialty. What we do is we call around town, we get different buy bids from people that are interested in this unit, and then we apply that directly to your deal. So let's say you're looking at a camper that's $20,000 and you have a camper that we get a $5,000 buy bid on. We can put that value onto your camper, so now you're only having to pay $15,000, or we'll use that as a down payment, so then you can see that equity.
If you have any questions about what you're hearing today, make sure you text us at 95920. We've got all these camping tips and a lot of different RV information. But if you have an issue with yours, or something you need to know how to fix, or what you should do, looking for some advice, or if you're out there camping and you've got a great spot you want to let us know about, you can text us at 95920. You guys say that you want to help people camp, and it's one of those things that you do with this show. There's a lot of advice. There's all your videos on YouTube. But when people come out there, you do one-on-one, hands-on demonstrations. You were just talking about going out to the Walmart parking lot, but yes. I know even I've test driven something before, just because that's how it works down there.
Yeah, so if you're looking to get into RV, and we want to show you every aspect of it, and we want to make sure you're fully educated, and then you're fully prepared to get out there and go RVing. So it doesn't matter if you're buying a new unit or if you're buying a used unit. One thing that you get, Wade's RV, that's standard, and you're not having to pay any extra for it, is you're going to get a demonstration. And so we're going to have a technician look at that unit. They're going to go through it, and they're going to inspect a list. Right now, I believe our list is about 48 different items that we check on there. It kind of varies with the units. If you have a motorhome, guess what? You got to check the fluids and different stuff. If you have a travel trailer, you're not going to have motor oil that you need to check. So with that, we go through and we inspect it, and that same technician that went through and inspected your unit, it's kind of like, getting a car from your friend. They're going to know all the tips and the tricks and all that for it. They're going to be able to tell you where everything is located. So they're going to be able to not only just show you how to use it, but they're going to be able to show you kind of the hidden little tips and tricks. One thing that I was watching a video this week, and they were talking about the hidden tips of RVs. And one thing I forget to tell people all the time, but it's super common, and one thing that these technicians would tell you is if you have a microwave in an RV, there's a flap. And so whenever you turn on your vent, that flap will open and let that air out. Well, if you're storing your RV, you can put the taps on the flap so then you don't get any bugs and stuff like that. But you got to remember to go out there and do that. And if you didn't know about that flap, you'd probably be turning on the vent and it'd just be coming right back into your camper. So we want to make sure that you know all about those hidden little tips and tricks. So we'll have a technician go through and teach you about that. And then, like I said, if you need test pools, you need test drives, that's why we're here, to make sure we can teach you about that.
A lot of people have big toys around here, and it's not just RVs, which is really, you guys can still help them, because I know you store for people. They can park out there. You even do that setup offer where someone calls up and says, hey, I'm going to go out this weekend. You just have it right at the front door for them.
Yeah, our VIP service. So if you're storing with us, there's a couple different things you can take advantage of. For one, 24/7 access. So you're going to have a garage door opener so you can get into your unit itself, and then you get a gate code so you can come and get into it. But let's say you have your unit and you got done camping and you want it cleaned. Well, if you have your keys in there and we have your garage door opener, we can just go grab it, pull it out, clean it, and put it right back in there for you. If you want it warmed up, call us. We'll pull it out. And a great thing is, come on in, park your car, go get in your RV, go RVing, come back, park it, jump in your car, and you're good to go. And your car's going to be locked up and secure. So I can't think of a better situation. And let's say you don't want necessarily that indoor storage, but you just need somewhere to park it. We have outdoor storage for you as well. So we have every aspect of storage that you could ever want, and we're expanding on right now. So I think we're building about another 100 storage units, if I'm not mistaken. So we're going to have a lot right now. I don't think we have any vacancies on the indoor storage, but I know we have a couple outdoor spots available. So I'm really excited to get those storage units finished.
People don't just take RVs, though. Like, there's boats, and if a friend of mine has he's looking for an enclosed trailer, which I've been having you guys keep an eye out for trades for us. But yeah, you can take anything down there, right?
Yeah, so it doesn't matter. Even if you don't have an RV, let's say you have a boat that you need stored. you can still put it in our 40-foot bay. We're not going to discriminate because you have a boat versus an RV. But even, if you have collector cars or something like that, 40 feet is a lot of space, and they're all enclosed. They're insulated. They're really, really nice. They have those concrete floors. So if you're just looking to have a good spot to keep your vehicles or something like that, we got you covered. So if you're looking for storage, come and ask us. We got you covered. Just like service. If you need a hitch installed on your truck, it doesn't matter if you're going to use that for an RV or you're going to use it for a boat or just use it for, a bike rack on the back of it. Bring it into Wade's RV and we can take care of that. We handle a lot more than just RV servicing.
I've been through those storage units. Just, they're kind of all over town. Mini storage. Someone's moving, they've got stuff in there for a week or two, but when you're driving out, there's often that one little side where people park cars or boats or whatever, and it always just looks awful because there's leaves falling on it, it's been raining, and things look terrible, so you don't have to go that way.
No, that's not the case at all. Actually, I was showing one of my friends last night the new video that we put on YouTube, and he made the comment of, wow, that storage unit is so nice. And I was in what we call the toy box. That's where we have a couple different, trades or some of different Wade's toys, as we call them. He kind of likes collector cars. And so I brought that sport chassis in there and I was filming, and it's got all the insulation and everything. So like I said, with that clean concrete pad and then those white insulated walls, it's very, very sharp. It's not going to be the sort of situation where you're going to have leaves and then old tarps thrown all over stuff. It's a very high-end facility, and we're going to make sure that your high-end products are taken care of. One of our most expensive units that are on the lot right now is actually in Essex. And so that's stored inside one of the storage bays because the consignor, he doesn't want it outside, obviously. So whenever we have someone that we're going to show, we just take them right over there, pop that garage door open, and then show them that beautiful, beautiful unit. If you're wondering what that is, go to our website. It's a Essex, and it's going to run you about $500,000. Right now, it's priced at $489,000. So it's a really cool unit. If you haven't seen one of those high-end RVs, it's really incredible. It'll take your breath away.
Welcome back. It's Wade's RV, Camping with Wade's RV on 102.3 KRMG, Tulsa's News and Talk. Skylar Cooper with Willy D. Couple of questions via texters at 95920. If you have any RV questions, camping questions, any of that kind of stuff, hit us up. 95920. We were talking about the storage a little bit ago, and I think someone got confused. So one more time, the range for the pricing, and is that monthly?
Yes, so that's a monthly rate, and you'd be looking at in between $45, and I believe the top price that we have is $300. Don't hold me on that. You just need to call up to the store and just double check.
It's going to vary on what you're trying to store.
Correct.
If you want it indoor and outdoor, those sort of things. Are there amenity differences, like power inside there or anything?
No, so they all have the same power hookups, but we want to make sure that you have all the right adapters and everything. We don't want you to pull in your RV and not have the adapters, so we want to make sure we're prepared for whenever you show up, just like a hotel. So call up to the store and we'll get you all squared away. It's no big deal. It takes about 2 minutes to set up.
So I understand a couple of things are happening tomorrow. First of all, it's your birthday.
It is my birthday. Yes, I'm turning 25 years old. Getting to be an old man, I guess.
Goodness, between you and Bryce, I'm literally the oldest one here. Yeah. That's not usually the case for me around here, so oh my gosh.
Yeah, you're around the young pups this week.
So what else is happening tomorrow? You got to put on a funny hat or something to go out to the circus?
Well, I don't know. I was kind of thinking about, I'm more of a cowboy hat kind of guy. I looked into a couple different top hats, but I was having a little bit of problem figuring that out, so I think I might just wear, I don't know, maybe a wig or something. It is a circus, but it's the Akdar Shriner Circus, and I'm going to get to be, I guess, the ringmaster at the beginning, do a little bit of an intro and a promo, and this is a great cause. So the Shriners help with kids that need to go to the hospital and stuff, and that way they're not going to have to pay if they're not able to pay. We want to make sure all those kids get the right help that they need and get to go see those doctors. So you can, if you can't make it out to the circus, that's what it's supporting, but you can always donate online. Wade's RV, we've been a sponsor of them for years, and we're really, really proud about that, and we love to give back to the community.
Yeah, that's something you guys do. I know we've talked about some of the other things that you like to get involved in around the community. It's not just selling RVs and helping people go camping.
Absolutely
That's
not.
The business, but there's also Wade's RV in the community.
Correct. Yeah. So Wade's RV is super active out in the community. So a lot of times we have different promotions where, you might get $1,000 off and a free hitch or, this, that, or the other, just like our trade promotion right now. But a lot of our promotions are actually centered around the community. So like I said, we're a big supporter of the Shriners. We help them out during our different shows and stuff. They come out and we really get behind them and support everything that they do. But But we also, in July, like, we support the Blue Star Mothers. So a part of everything that we sell goes back to help those mothers, and they're sending packages out to the troops. That way they can have some of those necessities that they're used to at home, cookies or baby wipes, simple little things that they don't have out there. These mothers are, taking care of them just like a mom. So it's really cool. They take care of them. We also, in the community, we've done a lot of different stuff. Like with Glenpool, they had a merch trailer, and oh my goodness, if you would have seen this thing whenever they brought it in, it was a merchandise trailer, but I don't know how much trailer was left. Let me put it that way. So Wade went in there and he fixed a whole lot of different stuff. He put a great wrap on it. And so whenever he got done, it looked brand new. So we did that for the football team. That's our hometown. So we want to take care of our hometown. So we're giving back in that way. We also gave a trailer to a teacher this last year. So we had a big, sign up when all that stuff was going on, and we wanted to give back to the teachers. So if you signed up, you had a chance to win a Aspen trail, and we gave it away. So it was really cool. We gave a fishing trailer away, and then with different stuff, like whenever we had that flooding this past year, we got involved. We gave a couple different trailers to the fire department, the police department and stuff, so that way they could make home bases per se, and then that way they had good stations where they could set up while they were out there helping other people in the community. We might not have those boats and get out there and be able to help and, just make sure everything's secure and everyone's rescued, but we can support those guys that are, so we love to do that. And Wade, actually, whenever there was a big hurricane down in Corpus, he loaded up an RV full of supplies and he drove all the way down there, and that's by no means our backyard. So he has a really, really big heart for the community, and we're always giving back in whatever way we can. Hey,
before we run out of time today, you teased us a little earlier about a video that you put up, and we always talk about how the videos you guys load are helpful and informational, and this is that, but it's not just about how do I make this work or fix this, but how do I make something even cooler?
Yeah, so we talk about Sport Chassis a lot, and I think you would agree with me, but this is the coolest truck on the road. But how do you make it a little bit cooler? There's lots of different accessories and things out there, and one thing that I put on one of our brand new sports chassis, it's got a Viper red color on it, and if you have not seen this thing, you have got to go check it out. It's so beautiful. But I put a C9 caliber grill on there, and so if you look at different Freightliners going down the road, they all have the same exact grill insert. Well, this just makes it super sharp. It has a sport chassis emblem on there. It's got a really tight knit mesh kind of with the metal, and it's super easy to install. So I got connected with those guys. Actually, they found me on YouTube, and they said, hey, could you make a video on this? And so I went ahead and got one of those installed on the truck, and it turned out amazing. And whoever buys that red truck is actually gonna get that grill free of charge. So that was kind of part of the deal, is we're gonna put that on there, and then you get it whenever you buy that truck. So it's a really cool deal, and you can take advantage of it. Just like buying a RV that someone's already had, you can get a lot of different free stuff. If you get this sport chassis, guess what? I made a video with it, and you're gonna get this super cool grill. But if you don't have a sport chassis, they also make grills for a lot of different stuff, like your Ford trucks, your Jeeps, Polarises, just about anything. I think they even make them for FJs. So if you have a grill you're wanting to get on something, you have got to check these guys out. C9 caliber grills. They're made here in America. They're super tough. And if you want to see how I installed it, once again, go check out the Wade's RV YouTube and watch the video. It's really cool.
I'm not going to lie. Last week when you first mentioned that, I thought you were installing something to cook on.
Okay, no, it's not a cooking surface. While if it did get really hot, I guess it would work. Yeah. But no, it's not for cooking, barbecue, or anything. But I think whenever we get done at the show, I might have to fire up my grill because it's such a nice day out there.
Hey, about 45 seconds left, but tell us about Hogan's Off-Road Park.
Hogan's Off-Road Park is like the best place ever. If you're not doing something this weekend, go grab your ATVs, your off-roading vehicles, dirt bikes. They have lots of different activities out there. And if you haven't met Hogan, he's quite a handful. So you got to go out there and meet Hogan. He'll get you all set up and taken care of, and go out there and get your camper out and go camping. Come on.
Somehow or another, I missed this place back when I was doing all of that every weekend.
Yeah, I was wondering if you've ever been out there,
No.
But we should go take a trip. It's like my favorite place.
How far?
It's about 45 minutes. It's
Okay.
up by Grand Lake.
That's perfect.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Camping with Wade's RV every Saturday at noon on KRMG. You can get a hold of them, 918-291-1011, wadesrv.com. We'll see you next week.
I'll see you then.
This is 102.3 KRMG, Tulsa's News and Talk.